Hello, my name is Jackie Arendse, and I would like to tell you about an upcoming webinar on the 2025 budget speech, the budget speech is due to be presented by the Minister of Finance on the 19th of February, that's a Wednesday, and we will be bringing you a live webinar on the Friday just after that, the 21st of February, and this will be a combined webinar presented by myself and Dr. Roelof, Botha, who is an economic specialist. Now, this promises to be a very exciting time. The budget speech is always one of the highlights on the financial calendar, and never more so than this year as we ponder how the fiscal challenges in South Africa will be resolved. This, of course, in the context of global change, global uncertainty, geopolitical tensions, conflicts, wars, climate change, all of these things in the broader context. And then, of course, within South Africa, our big challenge is our very slow economic growth and compounded or built in with that, of course, the rising and extremely high level of government debt. So we are keen to see what action the Minister of Finance will propose to build fiscal sustainability in South Africa. We know that the government debt, as announced by the Minister in his medium-term budget speech at the end of October, has now exceeded 6 trillion rand, or will in the next year, which will be in excess of 75% of gross domestic product. Our debt service costs are now the highest expenditure item in the budget, and in fact take up around 22% of government revenue. The debt service costs in 2024-25 are around close to 400 billion rand. Now, of course, to service this debt and hopefully to bring the debt down, that does require a surplus of revenue over expenditure before debt is taken into account. But the challenges there, of course, are compounded by the fact that tax revenue seems to be under pressure. In the medium-term budget speech, the Minister announced that 2024-25 tax collections at that point were some 22 billion rand less than what was projected in the budget. Now, hopefully, as we've seen before, we've seen some miracles coming through towards the end of the year, and tax collections end up actually surpassing budget. And we are hoping that maybe something like that will happen again this year. But there's tremendous uncertainty. And so we wait to see what is going to happen in the budget speech, what announcements the Minister will make. And of course, that relates to economic policy, fiscal policy, and we are keen from a tax perspective to hear about any impending tax changes. There are always changes to the legislation every year, and we wait to see what announcements the Minister is going to make this year. So join us on the 21st of February for what promises to be a very interesting webinar, and it will equip you to be able to evaluate the budget speech announcements in the context of your own finances, your business, and of course for your clients, and to be able to have some kind of idea of planning that one could do, practical implementation that one could carry out as a result of what is lying ahead. Join us on the 21st of February. We'll see you then.